So we're in Denver at the big 5G event. I'm here with Steve Bell from Heavy Reading. Steve, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. End of the day.
That's always a good place to be. We have margaritas, so let's put it there. Courtesy of NetScout, we should make that call out. They are making the drinks, absolutely. So, end of day one of this event, what would be your key takeaway from what you've seen and heard?
So you opened up this morning, and it was interesting because we had some keynotes from operators, and they were very upbeat about what they were doing, the whole concept from Verizon in terms of the business. But in reality, they're still talking about the technology. It's about being the first out in the market. You know, Chicago's being deployed. You know, then we had T-Mobile saying that next year they're going to have nationwide coverage with 600 megahertz, and you know, what does millimeter wave do? And then there was a guy from Cellcom who covers northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula, and he said, you know, my biggest challenge is convincing all the customers that come in and say, I want this 5G, because they've listened to all of the other guys saying what it's going to be and when it's going to be, and then like, I have to talk them down. I have to talk reality of what this is going to be. It's going to be good, and in some cases it's going to be on-premise, which is, you know, a different concept for them. They don't understand that. So you've got this sort of diametric situation where, you know, I talked to one vendor, and who will be nameless, who said that
beginning with which letter?
I wouldn't give that one. But what they did say was that, you know, when they sat down at a board meeting and they were talking about 5G, they said, so where's the angle? What's going to be the real contentious part? They said, nothing. 3GPP has got the plan, and it's just going to gradually roll out. He said, no, we have to get it accelerated. How do we get one carrier competing against the other? Well, I think they managed to do it, one way or another. Yeah, AT&T and Verizon are street fighting in terms of which cities, when, what coverage, what type of service. But the big question is still, where are they going to make the money? I mean, they missed out 3G and 4G. I ran a panel on Edge. It's still not apparent to me why carriers would invest in the Edge capability and how they're going to get a return on it. Are they just providing a facility for a new generation of over-the-top guys to come in and use their pipe with distributed capability close to the edge? And if you're in Europe, I mean, where we already know that there's problems with spectrum and 5G rollout, how are the operators going to pay for edge capability? Not all three operators in Belgium are going to put their own edge compute capability in.
Well, so that kind of begs the question of whether the mobile operators have to deploy any edge compute capabilities whatsoever. Can't somebody else do it on an aggregated level, and then the mobile operators use it on demand when they need it? Maybe an Amazon or something?
Absolutely right. I mean, I think the issue that you end up with is the European Commission has become so overwhelmed by this concept of competition that they're not allowing shared infrastructure. But what you could end up with is a shared infrastructure that's rented as a infrastructure or cloud on demand as a service back to the operators, and it becomes a leased OPEX issue as opposed to a CAPEX. And under those circumstances, you change the dynamic of the business model. And by the way, you don't need 5G to introduce edge capability. That's the misnomer that's going around here. You know, it's all about 5G and edge. It's not. 4G is quite capable of delivering edge compute capability and delivering these services to the consumer. So there's a lot of FUD going on, but still.
There we go. That's the key takeaway, I think, from Steve Bell at Heavy Reading at the big 5G event. There's a lot of FUD. Steve, thanks very much.
Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it.